Hi, I'm Bill MacPhee, and
I'm Ken Gibbons.
we're talking today a little bit about weight, and this is kind of a touchy subject for me because I've been on every single diet that there's ever been, and I'm 51, and I'm very, very heavy, and you'll see how heavy I am in a little while. But Ken has mentoring me. He's a part of our team member at Magpie, and he's also has experience in getting in shape and changing his lifestyle to a more healthy one. And I want to do the same as well. And one couple of reasons for that is that for a better quality of life for one. But I'll tell you our different reasons. I can, as you know, I suffer from mental illness. I have schizophrenia, and I was talking to my psychiatrist, and he basically said, you kind of beat mental illness. You have that under control. You're a role model. You're doing a good job, but you should be able to beat your weight problem. If you beat mental illness, you should be able to beat your weight problem. But it's a challenge. And some of the reasons why I want to get in shape, one of them is that, I have young children and I want to see them grown and married and grandchildren and all that. Plus I travel a lot, and it's kind of embarrassing when you're in the plane a lot and you're in the seat, and you try to do up the seat belt and it's almost extended to the way. You get into a vehicle or something like that, and your steering wheel is kind of tight against your stomach, and other than that, there's reasons to be healthy, because I teach a Bright Future program, and I teach on health, and one of the goals in physical health and mental health is to live a healthy life, as healthy as possible and as long as possible. And so I want to really live as long as possible and as healthy as possible. And Ken here has volunteered to be my mentor and do a little bit. So Ken, why don't you talk a little bit about your story? You've lost weight, and your philosophy, and a little bit about what you told me to first do as a start.
Well, the whole thing about weight loss is to make sure that it's lifestyle. It's not about suddenly deciding to eat less. It's all about eating the right foods, eating the right amounts, exercising, having the right attitude, and developing that into a solid lifestyle that carries on with you for an extended period of time so that you can maintain the weight. What we've done with Bill is that we first of all asked him to make a list of all of the times and the things that he ate over a period of about a week. We looked at his list, and I'm looking at it right now on the computer, and a couple of things that we noticed. One, Bill eats a lot of carbohydrates, and one of the things that my wife and I did when we changed our eating habits about a year ago is we went on a low carbohydrate diet. And we also noticed in Bill's list is that he doesn't eat breakfast, whereas breakfast for us is one of the most important meals. We like things like we eat eggs, we eat pork chops, we eat meat and vegetables at breakfast, yogurt. Bill, if he ate anything, it would be an apple, which is very high in sugar and carbohydrates. The other thing we noticed about Bill's diet is that he likes to eat later in the day.
I thought you were going to look at my 2 glazed donuts there, Ken.
I
spare the.
I mentioned that a few times to my wife. But Bill likes to eat a little bit later on in the day, where the energy that you get from eating later in the day is going to stick with you overnight, and your body doesn't know what to do with it. It converts it into fat. Okay, and I did notice is when you write down everything, and I'm sure that Bill was honest when he wrote down his list, but one of the things that I noticed was he had not one, he had 2 glazed donuts. Now, I do know that if you bought a glazed donut Timbit, 90 calories, 1 Timbit. 90 calories. I can't imagine what 2 full donuts does to you. But so there's certain foods that you should remove from your diet. Now, how do you remove them? Well, for the most part, we try to make it so that they're not available. We don't see them in the kitchen, we don't see them in the cupboards. If we go anywhere where there's going to be food, we try to avoid going anywhere near that. And eventually, it gets to the point where I don't need it, I don't like it.
Yeah, I want to go back a little bit, Ken, and to just talk a little bit about what my philosophy and where I failed many times on trying to lose weight is that I thought that there's only 3 success factors for losing weight, and many people still believe that. And one of those was basically eating the right things. The second thing was portion control, and the third thing was exercise. However, I tried those 3 for a long time, but what was missing is the 4th thing, and so important, is the support. The support and planning. Because if you don't have your support in someone cheering you on or guiding you, you go back. Once you fall from those 3 things, you go back to your old nature. And that's why this isn't a diet, it's a life changing, it's a lifestyle. But what I've added this time with Ken and his wife Debbie is support. And you know, I tell my wife, she's on my case a lot of times. You know, sometimes if you're big and you're married, you'll know that your wife gives you a look. She just has to look at you. She's looking at you, and you really say, you know what's going on in your mind, saying, yeah, you're really big, and you yell at her and say, well, I'd be smaller if you gave me the support. but that is a key, is support. So I think those 4 things are doing. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna, this is a YouTube continuation of my different videos that I have on answering questions, and we're gonna put this on YouTube on a regular basis, and every week we're gonna do a weigh-in and see how we're going and talk. And it's going to be fun and a lot of hard work to go, but basically we're going to do that. So we're going to end here and then do a weigh-in, right? I'm going to go change and do a weigh-in with my weight and measurements, and you can see that. And then we're going to talk about first steps, what we're going to do. So before we go on, Ken, you want to say any other words before we do the weigh-in?
No, I don't want to see this weigh-in.
So this is our first weigh-in. Today is November the 12th, 2013, and I'm gonna step on the scale here as our first weigh-in, starting here, and we're going. Ken, is this in pounds or? Okay, here we go. So what I have, fully clothed here with pants, I'm at 252 pounds, 252.4 pounds. So that's what, so I'm over 250 pounds. Wow. And I think that what I'd like to do is eventually get down maybe to about 190 if possible. At my wedding I was 202 in 1998, 202 for my wedding, but I'd like to get down to maybe 190. Hopefully I'm not dreaming. So as well as weighing myself, I'm going to measure myself with a tape measure, and they always tell you to do 2 measurements right around the belly button to see about the stomach, how much fat is there or how many inches. And they say that's very important because there's been studies apparently where people who are prone to heart attacks or who have had heart attacks have a big stomach right in the middle, right in there, like I do, and which is a sign. So right now I'm looking, and I'm basically, my belly button here is at 51 inches. So here my waist is about 51 there, and going up, and my chest is go around the chest is around 51 as well. So you know, we're around there. Anyways, so that's where we are at, and we'll do this once a week and come back and see how we're doing, and come back and tell people about this YouTube channel. Sign up for a subscription YouTube. They're free, and you'll have every time we do a new video, you'll get something that comes to your inbox. So wish me luck, and if you're trying to do the same as I am, I wish you luck too as well. Thank you. Wow, Ken, 254 pounds. Wow, that's quite a bit, and a 51-inch girth around the stomach there, and 51 around the chest. What do you think, Em? Lost cause or what?
That's a lot of girth. But at least we're starting from a high point, so it's going to be we got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
But anyway, as Bill begins his lifestyle change, he needs to set goals, and those goals should be realistic goals. They should be attainable goals. They should be specific goals, and they should be very forgiving goals. When he sets these goals, he mentioned that you would like to get down to 190 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good goal. Another goal that Bill mentioned is that he would like to walk for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And if you miss a day, it's okay. So that's a good goal. And as far as the food that he's going to eat, we're going to encourage Bill to start eating a little bit more at breakfast. Breakfast, you know, you hear it from so many people, but breakfast is your most important meal. And the truth is, we eat a huge breakfast. We eat lots of meat and vegetables. And if you feel hungry during the day, have some healthy snacks. Stay away from the donuts.
Yeah, and I think that you mentioned the healthy snacks, so like peanuts. Peanuts is a healthy snack, which is great, and I think you said almonds are very good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And support. You know, we're here to support you. You have to get your family on board. You can't leave food lying around all around close proximity to you.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the first steps that I would take. And portion size.
And as well, keep writing things down. Absolutely, keep writing things down and monitoring it. I mean, that the first thing, you know, when I was writing things down the first week, you know, I was going looking through, and what I noticed is that I was like eating or drinking at least every hour and a half. Every hour and a half, it seemed like I was eating something or drinking something. I don't know. But
One of the comments I made to Bill when I first looked at his list, I wrote back to him. I said, Bill, I eat a lot more than you. A lot more. I probably eat twice the food that you do in the course of a day. But I think because of the choice of the foods and the exercise that we get involved in, you're able to burn it off. And I think that's a major, major difference. When you first start these kind of programs, you're always going to feel you're hungry because you're changing your body, you're changing the way that your body reacts to food.
Right.
And that's hard. So you've got to watch, you've got to get through those first couple of weeks. And once you do that, you're well on your way.
Yeah, very good. So my goal for this week is to continue to write things down, what I eat, and I'm going to try to walk 30 minutes a day for that. And I'll be very monitoring my carbohydrates, that I don't do that, and I'll just try my best and try to change your lifestyle. So come back next week, and we'll be here for you and see how our progress goes. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.